Hello, this is Gomes Ketchen from Universal Public School, and today we are going to study the first chapter for the 9th standard, first chapter in the history, sources of history. Source. What is a source? Source is from where information is obtained. Now, sources of history are different from the modern and the ancient and the medieval period. Here, ancient means very old, like in the Prachin Kal. We can study history with the help of different sources, like the written sources, material sources, or oral and audio visuals. Now, here we have the different types of sources. In the written sources, we have newspapers, encyclopedias, postage stamps, government gazettes, documents in archives, periodicals, diaries, reference books, correspondence. And on the other side, in the material sources, we have coins, places of worship like the temples, the mosques, the churches, things in daily use, royal seals, ornaments, museums, clothing, and modern architecture. Here, modern architecture stands for all the buildings, how you design the buildings, how you build with what material you build the buildings. So let us learn these sources in detail. Archives is a place where all the historical documents are preserved. The main office of National Archives of India is at New Delhi, and it is considered as one of the largest among the archives in India. And here in the picture you can see the building. Now, newspapers. Newspapers are considered as the fourth pillar of Indian democracy. Why it is considered as a pillar of democracy is because anyone, कोई भी अपना जो मन में है वो लिख सकते हैं. We can give our message to the people, whatever we want to tell, whatever we want to say, we can give it in the newspapers. Earlier there was no alternative to print media. With the widespread and easy use of internet, alternative for print media has become available. And here we can see the different newspapers from the ancient times. Like here it is there we have a book of 1965, a weekly, and the daily newspaper. Information about national and international affairs, politics, arts, sports, literature, social and cultural affairs. This is all included in the newspapers. It contains matters related to human matter. Various topics are published, like regional dailies or weeklies of political parties. Now, regional means सिर्फ एक region का, not the entire country and all that. Dailies is the daily newspaper, and weeklies are a book or magazine type which comes for the entire week. All the information of one week is written on that. Now we also have monthly and annual magazines. Monthly means एक पूरे महीने का, and annual means the whole year. All the information, whatever has happened the whole year, we will get it in one whole magazine. Next we have the Press Trust of India. It is also called as PTI. PTI has provided us reports, photographs, articles of financial and scientific issues to newspapers. It has started online services also. After 1953, PTI has been a very important source of information for us. Also, in the 1990s, PTI started using satellite broadcast technology instead of teleprinters to send news all over the country. So this is a magazine called India 2000. It was an annual book which was published by PTI. This was created under the Research, Reference and Training Department. And it has, what does it say? What does the book tell us? It has all the information about the land, about its people, national emblems, political, defense, education, and cultural developments in science, environment, health, media of mass communication, agriculture, economics, finance, planning, commerce, transport, laws, housing, etc. So we can see what our annual book holds. It contains everything, whatever necessary information about all the sectors. Now let's come to postage stamps. Here postage stamps don't reveal anything about themselves by their own, but the historians make them speak about it. There have been changes since the independence. We can see the variety of stamps which are put here. You can see in each picture it's a different stamp. It's it shows us the importance of agriculture, in which we can, on one stamp we can see the plant, or on one stamp we can see Maharana Pratap. It shows the ruler, which ruler was ruling at that time. Or there is a stamp on which there is a king, so we can know at that particular period this particular king was ruling. So they reveal a lot about the changing times, like their size, the color, the novelty. And here novelty stands for something which is new and very unusual, जो बिल्कुल नया जैसा है. And in their subjects they have different color schemes also. You can see in the pictures very different colors for each stem, and there is a wide variety of themes. Now themes stand for a particular subject that you are taking. Now here it can be political leaders, which we can see here, flowers, animals, birds, an event, or the silver, golden, diamond, etc., and the different events. Now let's come to material sources. First, in the material sources we have the coins. Look at the pictures here. We have different coins with different metals, be it bronze or silver or gold, and the pictures depicted on it are very different. Different metal and different shapes. Coins also convey message about the wide population control, agriculture, and the importance of farming. See, the coins tell us about which period which king was ruling us. It shows, the gold coin shows that the emperor or whoever was ruling us was wealthy enough, so he had the coins of made of gold. Or some other rulers who were not that wealthy, they will have coins made out of silver or bronze or even copper. So it shows us that, and it helps us a lot to learn in history that at what period what king was there, at what period what was the financial status. We can see in the picture the Reserve Bank of India, and its headquarters are in Mumbai. This Bank of India prints the notes. It is the only bank which prints the notes. And presently, Shaktikanta Das is the RBI Governor of India. And here in the picture we can see the outside campus of the Reserve Bank of India. Now let's come to museums. Now what are museums? Museums are where all the old ancient or anything which is antique is kept over there for our reference. We can go anytime and we can see, have a look at it. We can study about it. Now museums they are based on different subjects. Like it will have a lot of sections based on maybe coins, notes, lamps, nutcrackers in different shapes, weapons and tools, musical instruments. Here nutcrackers means we can see in the first picture and the third picture here. These are the nutcrackers, means you can those who are used to break the nuts, like how we have the betel nuts, the supari. So these were the ones which were used, and we can see now how it is very different, and earlier the designs, and it's very different. And then we also have the musical instruments, the tools which are shown over there. Now this is Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Museum in Mumbai, and we can see the different sections, what all is conserved over there. We can anytime go and see it. There are many statues, there are antique pottery which is kept over there. And we have many museums, like government museums and even the private museums. Now let's come to oral sources. Oral sources contains folk tales, which is called Lok Katha, the folk songs, that is Lok Geet, proverbs, that is Marn, and ballads, that is which will include like Povada, Lavani. And here in the picture we can see folk tales, even a folk song and even a ballad, that is the dance forms, like how in Maharashtra we have the Lavani, it's one of the ballads. And we also have a proverb from the year 1503. So through all these oral sources, we come to know about our traditions or about our cultures. Next we have the audio-visual sources. Here, television, films and internet. All these three are called the audio-visual media. Many domestic and foreign television channels also come under this head, like for example the History Channel, the Discovery Channel, and etc. And here in the pictures we can see the very old television sets that were used. In the other picture down, Mother India, it's a very old film, and on the other side we can see the internet, the uses of internet. Now we can use internet to connect with anyone all over the world. Next we have the FTI, Film and Television Institute of India. This was started in Pune in the 1960s. And this department has introduced different documentaries. Here documentaries are very short films. So these documentaries were on social leaders who have made very big contributions for the country. And these documentaries, these short films, are very important to learn Indian history. We can refer to these documentaries anytime. Okay, last we have the gadgets. Till now, we have seen important sources of writing the history of modern India. But in the times of the 21st century, everything is changing very fast, that even these sources will prove to be inadequate. However, we have new sources which are coming forth. Like for example, the transformation from the landline to the telephone, and from the telephone to a mobile phone. We can see in the first pictures, the first line, an old landline phone, then a new landline phone in the modern and then lastly we can see the mobile phones, which we everyone know. Then there was a gadget called pager, which came up for contacting people, but then it died as quickly as it had come. the huge amount of we can see the picture of the gadget called pager down here. Then the huge amount of information available on the internet used for studying history. But the truth is that we need authenticity for this information to be verified. Here authenticity means we have to know whether the information which we are getting from the various sources, is it correct or no, is it true, so that whatever information we are getting on the internet, other than from the antique old books or from the sources, we can say it's true. But then the information that we get on the internet, we cannot rely on it. It needs to be always verified and checked whether it is correct or no. Now it has become more easy to study history with all these sources. As these sources are from the contemporary period, they are easily available. Since a subject like history touches all the aspects of our lives, efforts for preservation of such sources are made at all levels. Whatever sources, जो भी पुराना है हमारे पास, the government is trying its best to conserve all this. Like we have certain forts that the government has taken under him and he has guarded it. Like we can hardly go and visit it, we can see it. So the government is also trying to conserve all these sources which can help us to study history. So we should also contribute to this effort. And here with this we end the chapter.